Folks, hello and welcome to Tavern Chat. I'm your host, Art Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR. Two things for 2025. I was asked to do reviews. We're working on such. And I was asked to cover Kickstarters. I've covered Kickstarters for the longest time on the blog side. I'm going to start covering Kickstarters. I've already started. This is the second one on the video side. So this Kickstarter, White Box Cyclopedia, is by Jane Spahn, Barrel Rider Games. Look at that. I even got a link up on the screen here, tenkars-tavern.games/WBC. It'll take you right to the Kickstarter. The Kickstarter launched this morning. It's hit its goal and then some. It's got nearly 15,000 pledged. Why is that? Well, first, let me get some of the background out of the way. I've known James for well over a decade. We connected because I was a blogger, he was a creator, and I was reviewing some of his material and posting about it. That was his early Labyrinth Lord stuff. I had an extra copy of Swords and Wizardry Complete. I sent him my extra copy. James started branching out into doing Swords and Wizardry material, which is what you're looking at here. James is one of my closest friends, internet or otherwise. Just because we initially made our friendship on the internet doesn't mean that James is not an honest-to-God close friend. He's like a brother to me. When he got confirmed in the Catholic Church as an adult, I was his sponsor. So, what does that all mean? That means that I'm biased toward James. So, gotta take it a step further. I think James Spahn, my personal opinion, your personal opinion, of course, can differ and vary, is that James is one of the most prolific, skilled writers, creatives in the OSR and beyond that we've been blessed to have. So, that being said, his current Kickstarter is the White Box Cyclopedia, all-in-one white box role-playing, and it hits a lot of sweet spots for me. Okay, this is his collected white box material. A lot of the stuff you're going to go, oh, I maybe had that somewhere else in the past. It probably did. But it's going to be a lot of new material in here also. One book, Infinite Adventures. A legacy that has endured for 50 years. So the White Box Cyclopedia, a standalone role-playing game that takes the simple elegance of Swords and Wizardry white box rules by Matt Finch and I believe Berg, and countless options to allow you to create a custom fantasy role-playing experience. Modular and fully integrated, you can make your fantasy as fantastic, as gritty, as strange, as traditional, as gonzo as you want it to be. Before anybody asks, I went through this. I didn't see any red penning, but if I come across any red penning as we go through this, I'll certainly mention it. 30 classes and dozens of heritages. I know we went away from races. It's what it is. I'm not going to pick on that one. Over 100 spells, nearly 200 monsters, strongholds and seafaring, psychic powers and spell duels. Okay. Chivalry and natural-born sorcery. Custom rules for the referee to run campaigns that mimic your favorite Appendix N. That's like the gold star level of fiction here for the OSR. Inspirations. Treasure trove of magic items, both familiar and new. 5 decades of dungeon crawling packed into a single simple rule set. And then this is from James, the heart of the hobby. I love White Box. The raw simplicity that cuts straight to the heart of the hobby, the rapid-fire play where imagination trumps complex calculation. That was my big reading. Rapid-fire play where imagination trumps complex calculations and endless modifiers. And when it was all over, what mattered was the hard-won victory or harrowing defeat you shared with friends with nothing more than a D20, a few D6s, and a tiny digest book. Wow, James, that is a German sentence. I think James has a little German in him. That is a German sentence. That is, wow. Okay. White Box Cyclopedia builds on that rock solid foundation, unifying the original Swords and Witchery White Box with 200 pages of additional material. But White Box Cyclopedia isn't White Box with a ton of options. It's White Box with Dave and Gary have remained friends and partners. It's a dream of how gaming would have evolved with the simplicity and elegance you remember it having, but brought to you into the 21st century. White Box Cyclopedia asks what would happen if we had wrote nothing more than a D20 and a D6 into the same infinite well of adventure of the modern era. As a side note, Blades and Arcana is going to be D20, D6. So it's probably going to be largely compatible with White Box Cyclopedia. Again, that's just, there's a little synchronicity going on, but that's how, when I did Swords and Witchery Light, I wanted it to be D6 and a D20, just that simplicity. Well, you can still get deep rules that are simple in their base. You had a few pages of rules, but somehow there was no limit to what you could do. That is the essence of White Box Cyclopedia. An example of the layout. Referees can craft the campaign they want, whether it's a classic dungeon crawl with just fighters, clerics, and magic users, or something far, far more extensive that includes the plethora of optional rules found in White Box Cyclopedia. In the end, it is your game. Another example of the layout and the art. I think the art looks very appropriate and nice. 30 character classes. By the way, James's classes are very well, extremely well done. I'm looking forward to seeing this. A dozen character heritages. For those of us old-timers, you can read that as race. I know it's a taboo word in some corners of the universe. Players using the option rules can select crafty goblins, powerful trollkin, exclusive shadow elves, whimsical gnomes, and other fantastic heritages to give your campaign an exotic flavor that is still rooted in classic fantasy. Strongholds and homesteads, new spells, and a unique spell list for the druid class. Nice. Exotic arcane abilities. Psychic, latent spellcasting, arcane duels, familiars, crafting of magic items, chivalry and nobility, optional honor rolls, game customization. Players aren't the only ones with new options. Referees can draw upon optional rules to flavor their campaign. So whether you're trying to solve the riddle of steel, facing off against a vampire count in a realm of shadow and mist, Ravenloft, anybody? Or an eclectic collection of heroes in an epic quest to destroy an evil artifact, Lord of the Rings, you'll have optional rules to highlight what makes those classic fantasy subgenres unique and engaging. Endless exploration, hex crawling, dungeon exploration, seafaring, and ship-to-ship combat included. All right. Well, you can be pirates and then some. New monsters. Ooh, killer bees. I like that. All right. Hoard of treasure. All the classic magic items found in Swords and Witchery White Box are found here. Okay. So red. I could have had a red pen. White box are found here. That's a typo. 50 lashes to James. All right. He gets a discount. He gets 5 lashes. Over 200 magic items are included, including intelligent weapons. White Box Cyclopedia is an all-in-one tome that will allow you to craft the classic fantasy game experience you want. And with just a D20 and a few D6s. All right, so James, you told me. Doesn't mean I'm not going to still do Blades and Arcana. I certainly am. I've got my little tweaks I want to do on that. But I suspect they're going to be largely compatible. Blades and Arcana is building off of, what do you call it? Swords and Witchery. Well, Building down from Swords and Wizardry core, but again, D20 and D6s. I'm of course doing away with experience points, but that's just me. Mythmere Games founder and the author of Osric, Swords and Wizardry White Box, and Swords and Wizardry Complete, Matt Finch provides a preface for the White Box Cyclopedia, and the all second red penning. I'm sorry, James, and cross out the all of the interior art provided by award-winning illustrator Hodog RPG. Don't know Hodog, but that's good artwork for this. So, you can get the PDF. You can get print on demand. I myself, I am in for the limited. Let's see if I can get these on the side here. Oh, maybe it doesn't show. Oh, maybe I gotta go to rewards because I got the page here. So I'm in for 120, which is the deluxe limited edition. There's only 41 left. You don't have to go deluxe. Okay. You can go digital only for 15, or you can go hardcover and digital bundle for 30. So, folks, by the way, the links on the bottom of the screen are how you support this channel. James didn't, Battle Rider Games didn't pay anything. James didn't pay anything. But again, I have a connection to James. So take what I say with a grain of salt, unless, of course, you already know James's work and you know James as a person, in which case you know everything I'm saying is essentially true. So, folks, on that note, be safe, be well, God bless, roll those dice, roll them well. I'll be back again tomorrow with another video. We'll catch you then. God bless. Laters.